È strano se sfiorandomi riemergerai dal buio.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the new 30 in 30 show. My name is Stephen Hughes. I'm a proud host and commentator for the National Sports Radio Station here on Spreaker.com, and I'm starting a 30 in 30, and some people might be confused. The title says the show is 30 in 30 Arizona Diamondbacks. This is a MLB show. I know this is mid-January, or not even mid-January yet, but what I'm trying to target, this is my goal pretty much, is to do 3 teams a week. This is going to be a 10-week show. This is going to be 3 days a week. It'll be probably Sundays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays. So one day in there, I'll do one day in the week and then 2 shows on the weekend. So this is going to be a new show where I cover all 30 teams in just a 30-minute show. And what I'm going to try to cover here is what the strength of the schedule for the ball club, for the organization, what we see in the roster, what surprises you see in the roster. Also, I'm going to go in depth in the farm system for these teams, the prospect watch, what to see, what will we see from the future Diamondbacks or the future Giants or the future Yankees. What will we see from them, and when will they be coming up? So this is going to be a show compacting everything into just one half-an-hour show. I want to do every single team, so don't worry if today is not your team or in the next 7 weeks is not your team. Don't worry, I'll be covering every single team, and I'll have the name of your team up on the screen. It'll be 30 and 30 Arizona Diamondbacks. That's what's today. And for other shows, it'll be 30 and 30 Los Angeles Dodgers. I'll be covering that probably tomorrow or on the next tomorrow or on Wednesday. I'm going to try to go in order of division. So for the Houston Nationals, they won't be in the NL Central this year. They'll be in the AL West. So I'll take care of them when I get to the AL West. So let's get started here. You guys can post any comments if you like. If you're wondering when your team is going to go up, I could message you at the end of the show. You guys can take a look at the main screen for the show, and if you guys can ask any questions, I'll tell you when your team will be up to the plate, and I'll give you my predictions and all that stuff in the 30 and 30. So let's get started here. Let's go to the Arizona Diamondbacks. We're starting in the National League West, where it's probably one of the most competitive divisions in the league right now, along with the AL East. So let's get started. The NL West this year is looking very, very tough. You have 3 good teams this year coming at it and possibly doing some damage. The San Francisco Giants coming off their World Series victory, their sweep over the Tigers. Los Angeles Dodgers, they were stacked in the didn't really do a lot in the offseason. They did a lot at the trade deadline last year. That's why they're going to be a big contender for the NL West division this year. Possibly probably the lead contender for the National League West this year. And then you have the Diamondbacks. The Diamondbacks doing very good in the offseason. Picked up a good outfielder in Cody Ross. Their outfield core this year is pretty solid. As you can see here, their outfielders consist of Justin Upton. We're looking at Jason Kubel, Gerardo Parra, a lot of young prospects. Also, you look at Adam Eaton, one of the best hitters in the Pacific Coast League in AAA this year. Also, AJ Pollock, a great power hitter, righty-righty type of guy. He's looking to make an impact as he's trying to get called up and looking to have a really good spring training, so he stays on the 25-man roster at this time. So let's take a look at the pitchers right now for this team. I'm going to start with the pitchers, then I'm going to go with the schedule. I'm going to go with what to expect in the standings, and I'm going to finish off with the prospects. So let's go with the roster, what I think of the roster as of now. Diamondbacks, they did pick up Heath Bell from the Marlins. Remember that. He was traded to the Diamondbacks. So a struggling Heath Bell is looking to do some work as possibly the new closer. He's probably going to battle with a JJ Putz type of pitcher. So look for a battle there during spring training. Also, you're looking at also a great reliever, a very good, he's kind of a specialist in a way. Brad Ziegler, the Submariner, the 6'4", 210 Submariner. He has done some good work this last year when he was with the A's. He was signed by the Diamondbacks, so he's now a Diamondback. Well, that was 2 years ago. He was a Diamondback last year, pardon me. And just looking at this roster, the pitching rotation got better. The Diamondbacks also picked up Brandon McCarthy from Oakland. Diamondbacks signed him. McCarthy had a pretty decent season in Oakland, but the thing was, at the end of the season, he was hit by a line drive. A lot of concern about his health there. So possibly you might see a little bit of a struggle to start out for the young McCarthy, who's only 30. Who's turning 30 in July. So look at him to be an impact performer. He's 6'10", 200. And he really uses he doesn't use power from his fastball. He uses what his arsenal has. He doesn't have a very powerful fastball, but he uses pitches, and he uses his pitches wisely. And his accuracy going from corner to corner of the plate is second to none. That's why he is on the cover of ESPN. His science has really been second to none between other pitchers in the league, and that's why that pretty much divides successful pitchers to decent pitchers in Major League Baseball. Speaking of Brandon McCarthy in the starting rotation, the Diamondbacks have a pretty good pitching rotation this year. They did trade away Trevor Bauer, possibly their best prospect, to Cleveland during the offseason, so that'll be pretty much a downfall for the starting rotation this year. You're looking at Daniel Hudson, who had a great year. Ian Kennedy, again, with a solid year. Two great right-handed pitchers. Also, he had Rookie of the Year candidate Wade Miley. He is a little bit old. He's going to be turning 27 this year, so a little bit of concern there. A little bit of a late start, but hopefully he can make some more impact. Again, as the Diamondbacks are probably going to be the surprise team to make an impact in the National League West. I can see the Diamondbacks as a wildcard team. I think that the Giants or the Dodgers will be the two contenders for possibly the NL West, but I can't see the Dodgers or the Giants be a wildcard team. I see the Diamondbacks be a wildcard team. So the Diamondbacks will probably take out one of the two top teams in the National League West this year. Let's look at the catcher. You have Will Nieves, and then you got Miguel Montero. Miguel Montero is the guy. He's going to be the player to watch for this year, pretty much. He had a solid 2011. 2012 was a bit of a shaky year for him as he was trying to find his swing. He was batting .286 with 15 home runs, 88 RBIs. So he had a pretty good. He could have done better. I've seen him do a lot better over the years. I think that he only played 141 games, but he is a catcher, so he needs his time off. So he actually did play a good amount of games. He spent a lot of time in the minor leagues, so obviously at the age of 30 now, you might see some struggling start to the year for Montero, but he always has the upper edge coming to the middle of the season towards the All-Star break. He really gets into form with the swing there. Let's go to the infielders. The Diamondbacks picked up Eric Chavez off the free agency. Eric Chavez is on the Yankees last year. He was one of the fill-ins for Alex Rodriguez at third base. The infield core for the Diamondbacks look very good too. They have Chris Johnson. They got during the trade deadline last season from Houston. Very good power hitter. Expect a lot of him at third base possibly. Eric Chavez will probably be the backup to him. Aaron Hill, definite the second baseman. Shortstop probably be John McDonald or Willie Bloomquist, and then first base will be Paul Goldschmidt. Very, very successful year for him as he was really showing off his power, especially against NL West foes, including the Giants and the Padres. Then let's look at the outfield core. The outfielders are probably the biggest. These are the outfield core for the Diamondbacks are probably the best in the National League West. They don't really look like it, but they really do. They picked up Cody Ross, just a very good upgrade for the Diamondbacks. Very good upgrade. Justin Upton, he was going to be traded by the Mariners, but he used his no trade clause to block the trade. So Justin Upton still a Diamondback right now. Then you also have Jason Kubel, very up and rising prospect. Adam Eaton, very good outfielder there. I've seen him play in Reno. He has a lot of pop. Also a very good batter, and he has some speed. He will steal bases. He can be a key. He can also be a key impact player on the speedy end. He could be a replacement of Chris Young as prime, a hitter, and he can hit for pop, and he has the speed. So a good variation there from the young Adam Eaton. Only at the age of 24, so look at him to make a big difference this year for an up-and-coming Arizona Diamondbacks club. So when we come back, we'll be talking more about what to expect from the Diamondbacks this year. We'll look at the standings and how they fared last season. But let's take a look at their schedule, how they will fare in the first month of the season. They'll be starting opening day at home against the Cardinals. We'll be coming back to 30 and 30, the Arizona Diamondbacks, here on Spreaker.com in affiliation with the National Sports Radio Station.
Strano se la novità si prenderà il gioco di noi.
And welcome back to 30 and 30. This is the Arizona Diamondbacks day, pretty much for to talk about. So, like I said at the beginning of the show, I'll be covering every single team. 30 and 30 means I'll be covering every single team in Major League Baseball. There are 30 teams in the MLB in a 30-minute show, and this show will be continuing for 10 weeks, so 3 shows a week. So it'll be Saturdays, Sundays, and Wednesdays. So if you, like I said, you guys can comment also, and you can ask when your team is going to be coming out to the plate, and when I'll be talking about them, I can give you the best prediction about that, and we'll go from there. Let's continue with the Arizona Diamondbacks, and let's go to their regular season last year. They're straight at 500. They're 81 and 81, 13 games behind the NL West and World Series champion San Francisco Giants. They could have done better on the road. They were 1 game below 500 at the road, but I feel like there are games where they could have won, and they just blew a good-sized lead. Their relief corps, their relievers weren't at their top, the top of their game during the beginning of the season. The Diamondbacks were doing pretty good with their starting rotation, and then the relievers started to have a little bit of a shaky roll to the season, and then ending up at a straight-up 81-81 record. Straight at 500. I think that the Diamondbacks could do a lot better this year, especially with the upgrade of Cody Ross, Brandon McCarthy, and then the prospects that could be coming up as a result of a successful spring training next month in leading up to opening day. Pretty much the Arizona's competitors this year will be the Los Angeles Dodgers and the San Francisco Giants. Like I said before the commercial break, I see Arizona as a wildcard team at best. I cannot see them as a division-winning team. The Giants and the Dodgers the Giants and the Dodgers have an edge over the Diamondbacks, but I can see one of those teams slip possibly and not make it to the playoffs. I can see the Giants slipping because of pitching problems, especially from Tim Lincecum. We need to see how he does after the last 2 seasons being very shaky. And then the Los Angeles Dodgers, seeing how their core really goes out, and if their chemistry will be good enough to get them over the 90 win mark. They were only 86 and 76 last year. Very disappointing on the road. Only 1 game above 500 on the road. I feel like that'll be their main goal, to do better on the road. They have a pretty good home record, 9 games above 500, but not good enough to get a spot into the playoffs last season. So now let's look at the Diamondbacks' schedule. Schedule's looking pretty. The month of April looks kind of difficult. They're playing the Dodgers, they're playing the Giants, they're playing the Cardinals, they're playing the Pirates, they're playing the Brewers. They're playing some good teams to start the year. So first series, opening day home opener. They're playing the Cardinals, a 3-game series, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, the 1st to the 3rd of April. Then they go on the road. They go to Miller Park. They play Milwaukee. Then they play Pittsburgh. So they play 3 good NL Central teams to start the year. And then they get into NL West games. They play a 3-game weekend series against the Dodgers. Then this is how the schedule has gone a little bit different in Major League Baseball. The Diamondbacks on the 16th through the 18th of April play in New York. Not the Mets, the Yankees. They play in the Bronx. They play at Yankee Stadium. This is the change of what Major League Baseball has done. More interleague games. They did not want to limit only interleague games in the month of April, May, and June. They wanted to expand it more, so more of interleague play is available to teams that don't really have the expanding world of interleague play. The Diamondbacks, you'll never see the Diamondbacks play the Yankees interleague play. You'll see the Diamondbacks play teams such as the Texas team, like the Rangers, or AL West team per se. A team like the A's or the Mariners. You see the Diamondbacks playing those teams. I've never seen the Diamondbacks play the Yankees, and I think the last time they played the Yankees was let's think of a World Series back in 2001. Luis Gonzalez, the game-winning hit against the Yankees. Diamondbacks won the World Series in 7 games, a classic World Series. Yankees ended their run of World Series trophies that year, and unfortunately that was the year of the 9/11 attacks and how much impact the Yankees made to the not just to their team but to the New York community. Very powerful, but unfortunately just 1 game short. But obviously that was a big series to look at. The 16th to the 17th to the 18th, Yankees, Diamondbacks at Yankee Stadium. Then at the end of the month they take on the Giants at Chase Field. So this is a very difficult month to start the year for the Diamondbacks. They're starting straight out of the gate against a team that made it to the National League Championship Series. They probably shouldn't because of what happened in the playoff the MLB playoff game where Cardinals taking on the Braves in the wild card playing game, and there's an infield fly rule not called, and then the Cardinals went on to play the Nationals. They won in 5 games against the Nationals. They play the Giants, and they eventually lose to the Giants. So obviously a little bit weird for the Diamondbacks and to start the year. They play 3 good NL Central teams, like I stated. So look for the Diamondbacks to have a great start or not have a great start. So I think April is going to be their toughest month. Going to May, their schedule gets a little bit easier. They're taking on the Marlins. They take on the Rockies again. They take on the Cubs. They take on the Rangers on the 27th, and that's going to be a day-night doubleheader, surprisingly. I guess you're going to see more of that. A little bit weird there. Wow. I've never seen that before, and usually you see day-night doubleheaders from rain delays, and obviously that's not the case. So just a straight-up day-night doubleheader. So first game will be at 12:40, next game will be 6:40. So that's a first for Major League Baseball. The schedules have gone weird over this year, especially, but we'll have to live with it pretty much. So when we come back, prospects to look at for the Arizona Diamondbacks, what to expect from them, and then pretty much I'll give you my predictions on how the Diamondbacks will do, record, their MVP of the year, their lackluster player of the year, the pitcher of the year, and most importantly, will they make the playoffs? When we come back to 30 and 30 for the Arizona Diamondbacks here on Spreaker.com in affiliation with the National Sports Radio Station.
You want my styles like Hierro, dancing on my words on the edge of Sombrero. The gringos, sick flows, yes, the cockatoid. Kill Agnes with a glance from the pupil of annoyed. mic stored in underwear drawers of my dresser. Rhymes from True God, yours is child of Melissa. A lowercase G hanging under the bar. My G's above and beyond and shining bright from afar like North Star. Guided me to Gibson, the Major, Dr. Stranger. Like Blase Blah, bringing danger. Infermo, subharmonico sick. Stand tall, surfing ink from Bic. Push the click, now I'm running. Leading down the L-pen shaft. And spin a phonograph to exercise a paragraph. Epitaph from killing off the flesh with 808.
Welcome back to 30 and 30 for the Arizona Diamondbacks. My name is Stephen Hughes. I'm the host of 30 and 30. And if you did not pretty much understand or you don't know what 30 and 30 is, this is the first show, the first edition of 30 and 30. So this is pretty much what you're going to be seeing in the next 10 weeks in the National Sports Radio Station on demand section. 30 and 30, 30 Major League Baseball teams in 30 minutes. I'll do a show for every single Major League Baseball team. Saturday, it'll be one a day pretty much, 3 teams per week. So I'll do a show on Saturday, which is today. Sunday, I'll do one tomorrow. I'll do it for the Colorado Rockies. I'm going by each division, so it'll be NL West, NL Central, NL East, AL West, AL Central, AL East. And I'll end with the Toronto Blue Jays and how high their expectations we'll see from them, from their off-season glory, pretty much, you can say, with all their additions with Melky Cabrera, R.A. Dickey, and much more. So let's go to the prospect watch. And this is what a lot of people might not think is really interesting and not really the biggest reason why teams are really successful. They're players down in the farm system. Oh, they're not really going to make an impact. Oh, they're not even up yet. Why are we talking about them as the number one player? Let's talk about them. Tyler Skies is the number 1 ranked Arizona Diamondback prospect. He's a left-handed pitcher. He was drafted in 2009. First round. He was a first pick for the. He was a first pick, 40th overall in the second round to the Los Angeles Angels. He was one of the lefties in the Diamondbacks. Diamondbacks got in the Dan Herron trade. So he was obviously a big prospect in Los Angeles. He was traded to Arizona in the Dan Herron trade. So Skaggs' first 2 full seasons in the organization have been pretty much outstanding, as he's pitched across 2 levels of his name to the Futures game in each year. So the Futures game is where prospects, USA and the international countries come in, play on the All-Star Week, and play at the respective All-Star Stadium. He handled the jump to AA without any problem in 2011, and then handled a mid-season bump up to AAA in Reno at the Pacific Coast League with a Blom in 2012. The projectable lefty has three at least average pitches with his fastball, curve, and changeup, all having the chance to be above average to plus. Just 21. He made his major league debut on August 22nd, recording a win against the Marlins. So this is what you'll see out of him. Out of the Southern League for Mobile, he was 5-4 for the 2.84 ERA in 13 games started. Very good strikeout to walk ratio. 71 strikeouts off 21 walks. His WHIP was 1.21, a little bit high, but if he lowers that, I think that the percentage of him going up to the big show sooner gets a little bit higher. He only gave up 8 home runs. His pitches obviously look good. His fastball, curveball, changeup. And then in Reno, this is all from 2012. He was moved up to Reno, 4-2 with a 2.91 ERA in 9 games started. 45 strikeouts, 16 walks. So he has consistency throughout the 2012 season. It was 9-6, 2.87 ERA in 22 games started. 116 strikeouts on 37 walks. That's pretty good. That's a really good ratio. Batters only batted 246 against him, so that's just less than 1 for 4. So that's pretty good. His WHIP was 1.22, very good. So expect him to be a key impact player. So I'm only looking at 1, 2, and 3, and 2 of them are pitchers. Archie Bradley, right-handed pitcher, was drafted in 2011 as the first pick for the Diamondbacks, 7th overall. He got drafted out of high school in Oklahoma, the second of 2 Oklahoma high school pitchers taken in the top 10 of the 2011 draft. He's no less impressive than state mate Dylan Bundy. A 3-sport standout in high school, Bradley signed with Arizona rather than playing quarterback at the University of Oklahoma. So obviously, he's a extremely gifted athlete. He went 12-6 in the minor leagues this year with a 3.84 ERA in 27 games started. He had 152 strikeouts out of 84 walks, so he gives up a lot of walks. His WHIP is a little bit high, 1.26, but his average against batters was only 181. So he would walk a lot of guys. That's probably the reason why he has a high ERA. But his batting average against batters is only 181, so very low, very good batting average for a pitcher against batters. So looking to play full season ball in 2012. Obviously, he only played in probably a mid-season single A. So look for him to make the jump to double A Mobile or possibly triple A Reno. And maybe when the 40-man roster expansion comes, he can be on the 40-man roster. So look at him to do some work there. Lastly, let's go to third baseman Matt Davison. He played the entire 2012 year at Mobile AA. He shared third with others in the past, but now it's all his. While he does strike out a lot, he had 126 strikeouts. That's a big concern. His approach at the plate is solid, so that isn't a concern. He has good bat speed and power to all fields. He had 23 home runs during the 2012 season at Mobile. He's worked on his defense to the point where he most feels he'll be able to stay there and put his arm into good use. He has a chance to be a middle-of-the-order run producer at the hot corner in the future. So look for him to make a key impact at third base, but obviously third base is stacked right now for Arizona, for the big league club, as Chris Johnson and Eric Chavez are the 2 players that are ahead of Davison probably if he were to go up to the big show in Phoenix as of this moment. So lastly, we're coming to the end of the show. We have about a minute and 30 seconds to go. So my prediction for what Arizona is going to do this year. So this is going to be my prediction. This is not going to be a what if. What if Arizona doesn't do good? What if? This is my prediction. Arizona will be above 500 this year. They'll probably go 86-76. That's the best that I can see them go. The best I can see them go, this is the best I can see. 86-76, they get a wild card spot. They go and play a NL East squad in the wild card playoff game, but they'll lose. They'll make it to the playoffs, they make it to the wild card, but they will lose as a playoff team. So that's what Arizona sees in me. I see one. I'm not sure yet, but the Giants and the Dodgers will slip. One of them will slip. It's guaranteed, in my opinion. I don't see both of them going to the playoffs in my mind. So thank you very much for everybody for listening to the show. Keep up with our blog here on Spreaker.com. I'll be setting up a new page on Facebook, 30 and 30, Major League Baseball. I'll be putting it up. You guys can put comments on our board, seeing when your team will be up to the plate, and I'll talk about them. Next will be the Colorado Rockies tomorrow. Tune into that show as I'll be signing out here from National Sports. Go National Sports. My name is Stephen Hughes. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday day.